today as we had yesterday. I felt pretty good about it. And like I said, if we get done, all right, if we get done, then I'll go ahead and send out the review. All right, I think that'd be good for you to just take a look at it so you can kind of see what to expect next week. Because some of you guys need a good job, need to do a good job on the next one. All right, so here we go. I don't even remember where we were at. Somebody tell me. We're around 25?
You said the word 20.
Yeah, I said work to 23. Now, again, remember, I think I provided the solutions, right?
Yeah.
So I'm expecting you guys to kind of do a good job with that. If you're not sure about something, go back and double check. All right, and now is the time I need.
We were supposed to skip 22, right?
Yeah, I kind of crossed that out. Thank you. What? 16? All right, let's see what we can do on 16. All right, now, as I'm doing these problems right here, all right, I always try to tell kids the easiest thing for me to do is look at them. They're both obtuse. So if they're both obtuse, they should be what? They should be equal, right? They are called, you're right, alternate exterior angles. They are congruent. So I think we should be able to do the mental math on that and just say x equals 39. Now I always have to read the question because sometimes it'll say find a specific angle. All right, so you got to be careful with that. Is that good now?
Yeah.
What?
Is it alternate exterior?
Yes, the alternate exterior angles of theorem. All of those are theorems except which one?
Corresponding.
Except for corresponding. Thank you. Corresponding angle postulate. All right? Corresponding angle postulate. And the rest of the theorems use what? Corresponding angles to prove them. All right? That's why I said it's a little weird. All right.
Can you hear with 20?
All right, let's take a quick look at 20. Now, when I look at that, I just say, well, one is what? Obtuse, and one is, therefore, they equal 180. That's what you have to do. All right? So on here, we would just add them together, right? So we would say 5x plus 45 equals 180. You agree with that? Now, again, yes.
Like on test, you just asked for us to find x, and we asked for us to find x and like name.
I really haven't made the test up yet. I made the review up. All right, that's why I keep telling everybody, make sure you answer the question. All right, many kids solve for x and they're not asking for x. All right, you know, they might ask for what's this angle over here or something like that. All right, they might say find all the missing angles. All right, they might say find the numbered angles, whatever. Lots of things. You have to make sure. Now again, remember, to me, solving that out should be pretty easy. So x is equal to what, somebody? What was it?
27.
27. All right. Any issues with that?
But so since 3x, wouldn't 3x be a vertical angle with the angle right above it? Yes. But those two across 3x and 2x plus 45, would those be congruent?
Not possible to be congruent. Because one's what? Yeah. And what are those angles called right there? Nope. Definitely not all.
Consecutive.
Yeah, they're consecutive interior.
Oh, so those
All right, consecutive interiors are supplementary. That's what that means. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary. All right. Consecutive is on the same side of the transversal. Alternate is on opposite sides. All right, so this angle right here and this angle right there are alternate interior. Yes. 19. Does anybody have any question on this? All right, so let's look at 19. What's true about that? Really? You're not listening to me. Consecutive interior. Right? So what are they? Yeah, they add up to 180. They add up to 180. You agree with that now, right?
Yeah.
Come on, that's important, guys. And this kind of thing, though, I'm not sure. You know, I want you to check your work. Doesn't it? Don't I do detailed explanations of the problem, right? I don't think that. I think they probably would even say those are consecutive interior angles. They are supplementary, and then they do the work for you. You see what I'm saying? I want you to use that. All right. I think that is super important to being super smart. Is being able to look something up, follow the example, and check your work that way. All right. Somebody else, go. All right. Let's look at 23. All right. I like this. What was theorem 2.21? Yeah, you can't do the proof.
Consecutive interior angles converse.
Yes. All right. So the consecutive interior angle converse is just simply saying if the interior angles are supplementary, then the lines are what? Then the lines are parallel. All right. So now, given, obviously, we just say angle 1 and 2 are what?
Supplementary.
Angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. All right. Yes.
I said that angle 1 and 2 are consecutive.
Well, what does the given say?
Sorry.
True?
Yeah.
Right? So it says angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. Is everybody happy with that so far? And then it says angle 2 and 3 form a linear pair. What is that? Well, who looked it up? What is this? Yeah, definition of linear pair. Now, again, linear pair, you just have to remember that this right here forms a line, right? And that those two angles, angle 2 and angle 3, make that line. All right, so that's why they call it a linear pair. All right. So again, that was the what? Definition of linear pair. Definition of linear pair. Now, let's go ahead. I'm just going to write this up here because I can't see it all the time. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. All right. So now what? Tell me.
Angle 2 and 3 are supplementary.
Angle 2 and 3 are supplementary. Why is that?
Because
Say it again. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Now, if angle 2 and 3 form a linear pair, that means they're automatically supplementary. All right. Now, definition of supplementary. Now, why is angle 1 congruent to angle 3? Those are what?
I put their corresponding.
Yeah, they are. Corresponding angle what?
Postulate.
Yeah, corresponding angle postulate. Now, why is L parallel to M? What was it? No. No? What? Converse of the?
parallel
No, that's not exactly how we say it. Yeah, there you go. It's the converse. All right, and this is what I tried to say yesterday. I'm trying to make sure you guys are hearing me. The converse is when you talk about if the angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. All right? Before that, we said if the lines are parallel, then the angles are what? Congruent. You with me? So the converse, I talked to you about that. Just switching, we say it's switching the hypothesis and conclusion. All right? So if angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, then what? Line L is parallel to M, and that is the converse of the corresponding angle postulate. Now, now that we have proven that the converse to the supplement angle theorem, right, we can just now say that is true. So one more second. Let me hear. I want everybody to hear me. Blush. So if I said to you right now, after we've proven this, if I said angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, then we can automatically say what? The lines are what?
Parallel.
The lines are definitely parallel. Why can we say that now? Because we just proved the consecutive interior angle theorem. Is everybody with me on this? So, I don't think I put this on the test. All right, but if it were on the test, if I said prove the consecutive interior angle, the converse of the consecutive angle theorem, then you can't just say, well, because they're consecutive interior angles, then they're parallel. Does everybody understand what I'm trying to say? Everybody okay with that? We have now proven the consecutive interior angle theorem, right? So now if it comes up, we're allowed to say, because they're consecutive interior angles, the lines are now what? Parallel. And again, I keep stressing it goes back to the fact that we used what? Corresponding angles. All right? Which is a posture. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question on 21.
All right, let's look at 21. Okay, I thought this was a good one.
So I'm trying to get the middle now, and
Well, what's true about those two angles?
I said they both equal 180.
You mean add up to 180?
Yeah, add up.
Well, both of them are what?
They're all equal.
Well, no, I don't even care about that. I'm always trying to tell you, if you're ever unsure, look at the size of the angle. This is what? This is obtuse, and this is obtuse. Two obtuse angles can't add up to 180. No. If they're both obtuse, they have to be what? They have to be equal. They have to be equal. If one's obtuse and one's acute, then you set them what? Equal to 180. You have to hear me when I'm saying that, right? So again, I'm going to show you. A lot of times on the test, what I would prefer that you guys do is take a look at this right here and just do what to that. White that out sometimes. That's helpful. That extra line sometimes confuses kids. You with me now? So this right here is now an exterior angle. This is an exterior angle. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So you would just set 2x equal to 6x minus 144. All right. Everybody good? All right, so let's move on. Let's move down, see if there's anything harder. Oh, yeah, these proofs. All right, so let's write these down real quick. Let's go, chop, chop.
Don't do 24.
Yeah, 25. Starting right here. All right, and again, to save yourself some time, if you just want to put number 25, and if you just want to go off of mine up here, look at it. That way we can get through more problems. I think that might be a good idea. Everybody okay with that? All right, so this is question number 25. Now, again, I always think what's helpful sometimes is if I do what to these lines? Well, in this case, I want to do what? I want to extend them out so I can see it better, see what I'm looking at. All right, and I'm not saying some of you guys are good at visual, so sometimes it's more trouble, but I don't know if that's necessarily true in this case. All right, so what I want to do is I want to mark them congruent. So angle 1 angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. And now I'm going to mark AC is parallel to BD. And so what am I trying to do now? I'm trying to, yeah, so these right here, I always like to make mental notes to myself. I'm trying to prove this is parallel to this. Does everybody agree with that? So when we're trying to prove something's parallel, I just have to figure out some angles that are congruent that would allow me to say that the lines are parallel. Agreed? Now, can I say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2?
Yes.
Not yet. The reason I can't is because, again, I'm going to highlight just to make sure, because I don't know that this line is parallel to this line yet. Does everybody agree? All right. So here we go. So just because. All right. So here's number 1, and then we just say given. All right. Now I got to look at number 2. All right. So because 1 is congruent to 3. Why is angle 3 congruent to 2? Yes, nice work, buddy. Angle 3 is congruent to angle 2, and those are corresponding angle postulate. Now, again, I'm just telling you, speak up. It's no good if you're just writing them down, writing it down. Does everybody see how that's true? I'm listening.
So, when is it consecutive and when is it cluster? Like, it's consecutive like one after
No, like these two angles right here, if I would be consecutive interior, right? Corresponding would be when they're on the right side and above. You with me on this? Or left side and above. Or left side and below. Right? You definitely need to brush up on that if you're still having trouble with that. All right? That's going to be hard to do well on the test if you're not familiar with that. All right? So please double check that. And again, I think the words are important. Right? Alternate interior. You have to know what alternating means. Consecutive. All right? Consecutive are on the same side of the transversal. All right? So now that those corresponding angles, now that we say angle 3 is congruent to angle 2, I can now say what? Go.
Can you use substitution?
I'm asking you what to say.
Oh, angle 1 is congruent to angle. Wait, yeah, angle 2.
Angle 1 is now congruent to angle 2. Beautiful. And that's good job. Substitution.
Did that also be transitive?
Yes, we can do transitive on that too. Very good. All right. So now we know for sure that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So now what do we know for sure? Tell me. That's right. We know that AB is parallel to CD, right? And we know this because why? Go ahead. Yeah, I want you to say converse. Converse of alternate interior angle theorem. Well, I don't think that was too hard. And if you don't write converse, am I going to be mad? No. I want you to know it's alternate interior angles, right? If the alternate interior angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. That's the converse. If the lines are parallel, the alternate interior angles are what? Congruent. That's the original theorem. Yes, sir.
What about the alternate exterior angles? You know,
I'm specifically looking at 1 and 2. Are you not looking at 1 and 2? This right here and this right here. You with me? And again, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna miss. You're not. That's what I'm saying. Visualizing is the most important thing here. It's hard. That's what I'm saying. No reason to sit there and just not ask me something if you're not seeing it. Let me try to make you see it. All right. Yes.
It's consecutive interior because the lines.
Consecutive interior would be on the same side of the transversal.
Oh, yeah.
So let me give you an example once again. All right. So that's what I'm saying. Don't feel bad because you're not the only one, obviously. All right. These two angles right here are consecutive interior. These two angles right here are consecutive interior. These two angles over here are consecutive interior. These are consecutive interior. Right? Alternate interior would be a purple and a gold.
Oh, yeah.
Purple and gold are alternate interior. That's the best I can do, guys. Right? Alternating sides of the transversal. All right. Do you agree with me? That's not that hard. All right. So let's go see what else is fun. All right, let's go down here. All right, same thing. Just draw your statement and reason and just kind of just eyeball it with me. Put this is question number what? Question number 26, and just to save us some time. All right, I'm trying to keep it up so everybody can see it too. So sorry if it's not exactly clear, but I think that's the best I can do. So this is number 1, and so obviously we got what here? Given. Now I like to mark the figure. WX is parallel to YZ, and then it says angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. Everybody agreeing with me on that? And I'm trying to prove that the others are parallel. So again, for whatever reason, I like to put a mental note of what I'm trying to see up there. Is everybody okay with that? Everybody see kind of? I can blow it up if you need me. Let me blow it up a little bit. All right, let's blow it up a little bit. So I'm trying to find WY is parallel to XZ. I'm trying to prove that. I think this one, does everybody think they can anybody just explain it to me without writing it out? Let's just do that this time. Let's just, all right. And you can write it out on my words if you want. But I want someone to explain it. Think you can do it? Give it a shot. Let's see.
Okay, well, angle 1 and angle 3 are both alternate interior angles.
You agree with that, guys? So 1 and 3 are what? 1 and 3 are congruent, right? All right, so let me mark that. 1 and 3 are congruent. Okay. So how does that help me? I think you can do it this way. Somebody want to? That's all right. No, come on, you're good. Tell me what now?
Their angle 1 is
Is that? Do we know that's true?
So one is parallel.
One. Okay. So 1 is congruent to 3, and 2 is congruent to 3. Therefore, 1 is good job. All right, and that's a what? Yeah, it's a substitution. See, sometimes I'm sitting here trying to figure out a way of calling it corresponding or alternate interior or something like that. Does everybody see what I mean? That's why you got to go through like a checklist in your brain. That's why it's not always easy. All right, is everybody okay with that? And now, because 1 and 2 are congruent, what can I say about WY and XZ?
They're parallel.
Because, yes, converse of corresponding angle. Good job. All right. All right, is everybody happy with that? I'll give you a
Obtuse
second.
angles.
So 1 is congruent to 2 now. Do you agree? So now that we say 1 is congruent to 2, we can now say WY is parallel to XZ
Oh.
because those are converse of the corresponding angle postulate. That's right. In other words, I'm not sure if flipping is the right word I would use, but it's the converse. Tell me. Okay, good question. So 1 is congruent to 3 by alternate interior angles. Do you agree with that? Right? And now that 1 is congruent to 3. When I first looked at this, I just strictly looked at it as consecutive interior angles are supplementary. That's what I looked at it as. I just said automatically 2 and 4 are supplementary, correct? And then I can replace 3 with what? 2. So now 3 and 4 are supplementary. So if 3 and 4 are supplementary, the lines are parallel. That's how I looked at it. That's how I was doing it. That's why when you say, that's why it takes me longer sometimes to grade your test, because I got to figure out if your logic is correct. Everybody has different thoughts. Right? Everybody good on that now? I don't think that was too bad. Come on, Reed. Tell me. Speak up, bud.
I figured it out.
Okay. Go on. Seriously. Don't. Because obviously, you know. All right, let's do another one. All right. Now, I think what I want to do is, I think it would be better if I did this, though. Let me try to copy this, paste the image, break it down this way, and then I can blow it up. And I think it's better this way. Don't you agree? Does everybody agree? I think it's better that way. Yeah. All right, so I'll try to write all the steps out this time. Okay, so it won't be hard for me to just grab this, though. For whatever reason, it won't let me go smaller. I hate when it does that. All right, hold on. Gotta fix that. Okay, that's better. All right, I think we can go from there. All right, so this is 1. Sorry, I just want to write this in real quick. Given. All right, now let's draw it on the picture here. Angle ABC. Wow. So angle ABC is right here, correct? It's congruent to ADC right here. And then it says the measure of angle A plus ABC is equal to 180. Oh, yeah. So I think they're kind of forcing us to use what?
Consecutive.
Thank you. Consecutive interior angles. Right, you should think consecutive interior angles when they tell you something is what? Supplementary, right? Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So we know that if the measure of angle A, here we go, guys. If we know the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle ABC is equal to 180, then what do we know for sure?
That
Tell me.
measured angle A plus ABC.
Whoa, no. We gotta go more. We gotta go more than that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Say what you're gonna say again.
The measured angle A plus measured angle ABC is 180.
Yeah, because we just did a substitution. Okay, you're right. I don't have to do something else. He's right, because what we're doing is we're replacing ABC with what? ADC. Now, it says they're congruent, so probably one of the answers is definition of congruence. Does everybody see what I'm saying? So instead of saying congruent, you have to say that they're what first? They're equal. Right, and these are the types of things that if you look up the solutions, you'll remind yourself, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. All right, I'm not going to be, like I said, I'm not going to be totally upset if you leave that off. But you understand what I'm saying? If you look up the solutions, you can see, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. So let's just make sure we have this. So I'm going to do it correctly. So let's do measure or angle ABC is equal to angle what? ADC, and we say that's definition of congruence, correct? Does everybody remember that, right? All right, now that they're equal, I can now replace ABC with what? ADC, so let's do that. So now the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle ADC equals what?
180.
Right. Does everybody agree with that? Now, I don't think it says the consecutive interior angles add up to 180. They say consecutive interior angles are what? They say they're supplementary, right? So I think what we have to do now is we'd have to say the measure of angle A and the measure of angle ADC are what? Supplementary. And that we could say is what? Definition of supplementary. Is everybody good with that? And this step 3 was a substitution, right? I didn't put that there for some reason. Everybody got that? Definition is supplementary. And now that they're supplementary, we can now say what? Lines are parallel. So we could say AB is parallel to CD because well, what is it? Converse, right? So converse of consecutive interior angle theorem. Yes.
How is it measure of angle A and angle ABC separated?
Because we did a substitution, didn't we?
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. No, don't be sorry. Come on. Good. Yes, sir.
After you said that ABC is equal to ABC, then you say that A is equal to C.
Why is that?
Because they equal to.
Why? That's true, they are, but we'll have to figure it out later, though. All right, there's not a theorem right now. Later on, we'll talk about parallelograms and those types of things. Right, but right now, no, this is the best one. All right? Everybody okay with that? I don't think that's too bad. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. How much time do we have?
5.5.
Okay, I don't really feel like we have enough time to do 28. Let's just talk about this real quick. 33 are those parallel.
R and S.
Are R and S parallel?
Yeah.
Because,
64.
yeah, this angle is congruent to this angle, therefore they are parallel. All right, let's see if R and S are parallel on the next one. Why? Is what? This angle right here is 98.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They're parallel.
And then the other ones are what? Is that 98 also, right? And so what's true? Why are they?
Alternate.
Oh, yep, I see it now. See, that's what I'm saying. It's there. It's so easy to get messed up. See, that right there is 98, right? And then this right here, it just didn't look right to me because of that line. Because the lines that were cut weren't. All right, see what I'm saying about you can be tricked easily now. Yes, alternate exterior angles. Agreed? Alternate exterior angles are congruent. right? Because they're both obtuse, right? All right, that was good. Again, this line here is just messy, I think, right? So, in my opinion, if I was doing this, I would want to eliminate that guy right off the bat. So what is that now?
Parallel.
Again, because what?
65 plus 27.
Yeah. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. What is it? I think it's still alternate exterior. Right, alternate exterior. So I think you guys got to make sure now you understand consecutive interior, alternate interior, alternate exterior corresponding. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right. Yes. No, corresponding.
I meant
Yeah, because remember, this right here is on the top, right? Left side. Top left.
Do you say corresponding? You don't need interior or exterior?
No, I'm not sure. I think I know what you're asking me, but I just want you to be able to say those are corresponding angles. The corresponding angles are congruent, the lines are parallel. Alternate exterior angles are congruent, the lines are parallel. Yes, ma'am. 34 is alternate exterior angle because, again, we're looking at this exterior and this exterior.
And it's the same thing for 34.
Yeah, it's kind of the same problem, actually. This is an exterior, and this is an exterior. See what I mean? Now, listen, what I'm going to do is I think I think I'm going to post the review, and you can put it in Notability. And if you want to kind of look at it tonight, it's kind of long. It's a masterpiece. All right, I think you'll like it. It's going to take us 2 days to get it done. All right, so kind of look over it. All right, if you're a little shaky on shaky ground, you got to make sure you're reviewing information. All right, so I'll post it as soon as you guys go to lunch.